Constipation is undoubtedly a relatively common medical encounter in the doctor's office and the pharmacy, and the laxatives are often sold as an over-the-counter medicine. A patient that is presented with difficult bowel movement is not uncommonly treated with laxative, in addition to colorectal surgery referral to work up for large bowel cancer. Sadly, colorectal cancer is listed as one of the top 3 malignancies in many countries worldwide. In this video, you will learn the common causes of constipation and the appropriate remedies to tackle them. Unfortunately, there is no single universal solution to fix the constipation. In other words, what works best for you may not be best for others for obvious reasons, each having different underlying trigger points, which may or may not be readily identifiable. When you have a sluggish bowel, the bowel movement, which is medically called peristalsis, is just too weak to evacuate the bowel contents from the body. The stools produced are often described as dry in texture and pellet in shape, resembling the sheep's or rabbit's excretion, and it may be accompanied by symptoms of abdominal bloating, straining for stool, and sensation of inadequate bowel emptying. The symptoms of constipation can often be quite bothersome to the sufferers, in particular when the issue has been ongoing for months or even years, with no good solutions. This chronic unresolved difficulty bowel often jeopardizes the quality of life physically and mentally. The affected patients often turn to all sort of available remedies for quick fix, ranging from food therapy to herbs and traditional medicines. When the definitive solution is far from reach, the last resort is to make the laxative use a daily routine to regulate bowel movement. So, is chronic use of laxative poses health risk? Do you know which vitamin deficiency cause constipation? Constipation and keto diet, what helpful tips are there? And without greens, why breastfed babies poop readily? Stay tuned, and trust me, you will be amazed. Firstly, greens and fiber supplementation in digestive enzymes deficiency. The suboptimal production of stomach acid, pancreatic enzymes, or small intestinal villi causes partially digested food particles. This may end up with constipation. On the other hand, chronic use of acid suppression therapy, such as proton pump inhibitors, predispose to low stomach acidity. Adding apple cider vinegar replace missing acid to the stomach. Supplementation of external enzymes by way of salad and vegetables improves the digestion. You can do fruits too, but ideally, salad is a better choice, as daily fruit consumption is metabolically undesirable. A compromised digestive system has lower capacity to handle insoluble fibers and greens. As such, fiber-rich salad may worsen the constipation. In chronic constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, and SIBO, or so-called small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. Therefore, go slow for greens, or try fermented green, such as kimchi, pickles, or sauerkraut, to facilitate digestion. Secondly, step up fat intake, or simply go carnivore. This may be helpful if you can't do greens or fruits well, due to underlying compromised gut system, or bile salt deficiency. Going carnivore with low carbs and intermittent fasting is perhaps the way to reset the gut microbial balance in SIBO and alleviate gut inflammation in compromised digestive system. Fat stimulates bile secretion. Bile salt serves as detergent to clear ingested fat in small intestine, and also lubricate the gut to promote bowel movement. Have you ever wondered why, without greens, breastfed babies poop so well and readily? Obviously, breast milk is rich in fat. Well, try pure butter for a better toilet experience. Perhaps you may see a miracle. Thirdly, probiotic and prebiotic supplements to fight against dysbiosis. However, do not do probiotics unless SIBO is of no concern. SIBO is a short for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, meaning the gut germs are residing in the unwanted gut system. Putting extra insoluble fiber and friendly bacteria via probiotics and fermented vegetables are much like adding flammable oil into a burning fire. You probably do not have SIBO if probiotics improve your bowel movement without bloating. Number 4, feeding magnesium and potassium to facilitate normal gut movement, so-called peristalsis. Greens and fruits are essential source of potassium and magnesium, in addition to beneficial phytonutrients. Ironically, adding extra greens, or salad, may benefit some, if not all, in constipation. The gut microbes decide if the ingested greens are digestible. For instance, you may do better on cruciferous, but not other greens type. Perhaps other people do better on nuts, legumes, or leafy greens, but probably not you. Switching one greens to another may precipitate bloating or impacted stool if your gut microbes have limited capacity to adapt in feedstocks. Alternatively, go for fermented vegetables or Epsom salt to bypass issues of insoluble fibers. Be mindful that taking excessive plain water or keto diet may eliminate magnesium and potassium from the gut, paradoxically making your constipation worse. Fifth, vitamin B1, or thiamine, as a cofactor, fuels neurotransmitters in the gut system to generate normal peristaltic waves. B1 deficiency causes low stomach acid, low digestive enzymes, low bile secretion, as well as sluggish gut system, so-called gastroparesis, or gastrointestinal beriberi. You probably recall that these are the risk factors for bloating and constipation. So, how does one get B1 deficiency? Aging, diabetes, fatty liver, low stomach acid, high carbs lifestyle, excess alcohol, and caffeine consumption all deplete vitamin B1. Pork, eggs, yeast, liver, and seafoods are examples of natural sources of thiamine. A natural food source B1 is preferred over synthetic B1. Last but not least, does chronic use of laxatives pose any health risk? Perhaps this lingering fear that bothers many is scientifically unfounded. I have yet to see patients who use over-the-counter laxatives for decades with major adverse health effects such as bowel cancer risk, lazy bowel, or perhaps electrolyte imbalance. Would you rather have chronic constipation, or take laxatives, or herbal laxatives for long-term? Perhaps each toilet visit should be treated as enjoyable trip. Well, post your comments below. As promised, here comes the tips of keto diet-associated constipation. A word of caution. Keto diet may predispose to constipation by way of inappropriate buildup of insoluble fiber bulk associated with nuts intake. So, go for avocado instead. Be sure to keep good hydration, as low carbs reduces fluid retention and promotes electrolytes loss, so-called keto flu. Until then, see you in the next episode in Health Talk.